Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Gran Turismo 7 to take a look at the first of the 5 cars, yes, 5 new cars that have been added as part of update 1.27. The first car we're going to look at is the one that I think is most interesting, the Alfa Romeo GTAM. This car's available from Brand Central for a rather reasonable 220,000 credits, given Gran Turismo's economy, and it's available in 3 colours of the Italian flag, Rosso GTA, Verde Montreal, and Bianco Trofeo. I'm actually torn between the green and red, but given so many of them are red, I think I'm going to go for green. I will also, though, certainly be taking a look at the Ferrari Vision Gran Turismo and the returning Celica rally car. The other 2 cars don't interest me as much, but I would potentially take a look at the Chevrolet Corvette and the Bugatti Chiron, if that would be of interest to you guys. Rather surprisingly, the Chiron's actually the only really expensive car in this update, at 3 million. I think the most expensive as the others is actually the Celica at 250,000, all of the other cars being cheaper than that. And the Ferrari, rather interestingly, actually being gifted to us for free if we completed one of the questions correctly in the viewers campaign. Although I think at some point it will also be available from Brand Central for the usual million credits, but it isn't there yet. So we all know the Giulia Quadriformaggio is an exciting Italian saloon car. Alfa Romeo, though, decided it wasn't really exciting enough, so to celebrate their own 110th birthday, they decided to build the GTA and GTAM variants of the car, the GTAM being the most hardcore track-focused of the 2, which is the one they've added to the game, and quite rightly so, given it's a track-focused game. It produces 533 horsepower from a 2.9-litre V6, which I believe is still quite closely related to the famous Ferrari V8. It's also lighter than the standard Quadriformaggio, weighing 1,580 kilos, which to be honest still isn't that light, and I would maybe have expected it to be a bit lighter, but then again, this is still a 4-door saloon car. All of this means it has a performance point rating here in Gran Turismo of 579.5 from standard, and I do actually really love the carbon and ridiculous aero on this car, but I'm still slightly unsure on that carbon fibre wheel arch on the rear. It kind of just looks unfinished, and given there isn't one at the front, it looks a little bit mismatched to me, so that's one kind of thing I'm not quite sure about on this car, but I do love the other carbon fibre and that ridiculous wing on the back. I do think, though, it's time to take the Alfa Romeo to the upgrade and customization shops, although given quite how wild the aero is, including that wing from stock, I'm not sure there's going to be that much we can do visually anyway to, well, make this car look even madder. So, although it doesn't give us much room in terms of upgrades to enter this Touring Car 600 Championship when the car's already at 532, I feel like this is probably the best one to try and build it for. I do like to try and use it in a race that I haven't done yet. I did consider doing, I think, one of the ones here at Sardinia, the 500 Cup with its standard, but I've already done it and it's got quite an advantage being at 532. So yeah, what we're going to do is build it to fit these regulations basically, and then take part in this race. So although Gran Turismo offers wide bodies on almost every car, rather unsurprisingly you can't do it to this Alfa Romeo, given it sort of already has a wide body with those rear carbon arches, although I was kind of hoping it would have so that we could maybe fit something that matched a bit better from front to rear. Anyway, I'm not going to change the wheels because I rather like them, but let's take a look at aero parts, which again, it doesn't look like there's going to be much of. We can put an even bigger splitter on, sure. Why not? And, okay, interesting. What's the difference between that and Type B? Oh, it removes the aerial. And I think the wing is actually even more aggressive. It's got sort of bigger flicks. Obviously, it's a custom wing set. Or you can make it more like other Julia's. I think I'm going to go with that, get rid of that aerial, and make the wing kind of even more mental. What have we got here? I'm not going to do that. I don't feel like that really looks very good on here. Again, I'm not really sure about doing that. They're already quite bright white. Okay, we can fit it with a number plate. But given it's only got one on the rear, I mean, we can change that to be a Gran Turismo one. Let's just leave that alone. There's not really much advantage to that. And see what paint colours we can get hold of. What I do rather like on this car is, at least with the manufacturer colours, the roll cage inside matches. So it'll be interesting to see if that's the same if we put something else on. Although I do rather like the green, so we might end up not doing that. So, although the green looks fantastic, I've bought a couple of Alfa Romeo paint colours. So if we find them quickly... There aren't really many options with Alfa Romeo. There's quite a lot of reds. There's the green that I have on this already, but you can't buy that as a colour and it's already on it. Although it's done that annoying thing of painting the wing red, which you then can't re-carbon fiberify, so I probably won't do it, because that's going to look... Well, I can do it matte black, but it's never going to look quite as good. But I did find racing yellow, which I think is going to look rather good on this car. Interestingly, the roll cage appears to have stayed green. Anyway, yeah, racing yellow I think looks rather good, but I'm going to stick with the green, I think, just so... Well, it's a colour I really like, and so we keep that carbon fibre wing. So, for this build, I've kind of tried to put a little bit of power in rather than just going for tyres, because I've found on previous things I've built in Gran Turismo, I've done my usual mistake of going too handling focused, and then finding it's not really powerful enough to keep up with the other cars. So there wasn't much room to play with for this, but I've gone for sports computer and sports air filter here. I've left the sports hards on. I was tempted by the mediums, but it took it straight to 600 immediately, and I didn't really feel like I'd noticed the difference from one set of sports to another, and it was only really kicking the back out if I pressed down on the accelerator pretty hard out of low speed corners, so I didn't worry with that. Got a little bit more power in there. I've also done the bore up, but not the camshaft, so that we could squeeze in the sports suspension and close ratio transmission. So it is just over 600, so I'm going to have to tune it back a little bit, and then hopefully we can get it into that race. So I suddenly realised, well, I'm an idiot, and you can't adjust a sports ECU, so I've had to put a power restrictor in for a grand total of 800 credits, so let's see if that's enough. There we go, 599.18. Perfect. So, here we go, 4 laps around Spa in the upgraded Alpha. Let's hope we do slightly better than I did with the M2 in the previous update that I also took to a 600 performance points race, although that was, of course, around the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. But yeah, that car really lacked power because I went full handling on it, so hopefully we'll do a bit better in this, because, as you can see, some of the opposition are... well, sports and supercars rather than saloons. Anyway, past 2 of them already. Why is he braking so much? Okay, round the F-turn. Slightly cheating lines, but we're past the Supra. Up behind a 22B. We're going to fly past on the straight. Okay, so we're not lacking power this time. How many cars have we got in this group? Goodbye, Lamborghini Huracan. This is the DB11 that rammed me off the road when I overtook him in the BMW. Try not to slide into him. I think we're through. get boxed in. What are you doing, Audi? He's brake checking me. There's just so many cars all in one group. Oh, I'm so much faster on the straights though. And under braking round the outside of the whatever that was. Porsche. Around the outside of the RX-7, which I think is a bit stuck behind that Doge. The inside of the Doge. I think he's still there. But this is already going better than it went in the BMW. I'm into third. And about to be. Ah, the braking marker thing that when Gran Turismo tells you to shift down, it's far too late into that corner. Anyway, I'm still not past him. Good run through Eau Rouge and Radion though. And past we go. So now it's just first to worry about, who is quite a way down the road. We are right up behind the GTR, and I'm definitely faster than him through the corners, but he keeps pulling away. Why are you braking there? Oh. Yeah, he keeps just braking, getting away in the corners, and then... Anyway, we appear to be passed with a little bit of bumping, which means... Finally, in one of these videos taking a look at a new car in Gran Turismo, I'm going to win a race, and it's been far too long since I've done that, given quite how easy the AI are in this game. And that probably is going to do it for a very first look at the Alfa Romeo GTAM, the brand new vehicle from update 1.27. As I said, it probably was the one I was most excited for, partly because it's incredibly cool, but I think partly also because Alfa Romeo is one of the most obvious gaps in Forza Horizon's car list. So it's very good to finally be able to drive one again, and, well, for it to be the GTAM variant of the Quattroformaggio, rather than just the standard one, is very, very cool to see, and I believe the first game this car's been in. So I do recommend going and getting it if you haven't already. It's reasonably cheap at 200 and whatever it was, 1,000 credits, as are most of the cars in this update apart from the Chiron. Like I say though, I will definitely be taking a look at the Ferrari Vision Gran Turismo and the Celica rally car very soon, but if you'd also like me to take a look at the Chevrolet Corvette and the Chiron, do let me know, because I would potentially also like to look at those, although they're less exciting to me, having driven them a lot in other games. For now though, for a very first look at the Alfa Romeo GTAM here in Gran Turismo, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next video very soon.